Hi, everybody. My name is Noelle Swift, and I am the Youth Program Specialist here at Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Connecticut. Today's Power of Parents video is going to discuss parenting styles and teens that are starting to drive. So let's get into it. So first, I'm going to go over some permit and license laws that we have here in Connecticut. So when your teen turns 16, they can apply for their learner's permit, and they will possibly go through driver's training. So that can be a commercial training or a secondary training, or anything at home with a qualified trainer. They have a certain number of hours they need to fulfill in order to finish that training, and then they can test for their driver's license. So for the commercial and secondary training, they often have to hold their permit for at least 120 days. And if they receive at-home training, then they have to hold that permit for 180 days. So what are some of the different parenting styles? So there are four main parenting styles, and I'm going to go over all of them pretty briefly. So the authoritarian style occurs when parents use their parental power to kind of control their children. They are unconcerned with their children or teens explaining the reasoning behind their decisions, and they're unconcerned with explaining the reasoning behind their own rules because they believe that their word is law and whatever they say goes, and their children shouldn't really have a part in making those rules. They also might use threats or severe consequences, and they use these to keep teens in line. Overprotective parents are a little different. Oftentimes they are fearful and exert a lot of control over their children, but by shielding them from the harsh real-world realities. They present themselves as allies to their children, and they pose the world as a threat and something to be scared of. Permissive rule-setting parents believe in independent teens with no interference or expectations. They might have more of a hands-off approach, and they allow their teen to make mistakes and learn accordingly. Unlike the authoritarian parent, they are less focused on strict rules, and they believe that their teen will learn from the consequences that come from their actions, not from their strict rules. In positive parents, so this is the parenting style that is kind of suggested to work best for parenting. Positive parents have an active role in their child and teen's life. They give a how, what, and why explanation to their approach to rulemaking. They also have clear expectations and reasoning for their rules and beliefs, and they set and enforce consequences when agreed upon agreements aren't met. And so both of these parenting styles and some information about teen drivers are pretty important to the other. So we want to talk about how to start the conversation and create mutual trust between your teen and their new driving ability. So when your teens start to drive, here are some things that you can do to make the transition a little more smooth. You can consider your parenting style and be careful to avoid extremes and try to seek a positive balance. Like I said, positive pairing tends to be the most effective. Excessive control can often foster disobedience, and a lack of guidance in parenting can create poor problem-solving skills. You want to boost their self-esteem, so praising their accomplishments, offering a variety of choices and responsibilities, and avoiding peer comparisons makes your teens better to equip themselves to make smart choices. And to know that you make a difference in your teen's life. Parents influence the choices that teens make, and teens care about their parents' opinion when a positive style is adapted, as opposed to other extreme alternatives. So there's some things to think about. Having a teen that starts to drive is a big step in your relationship with your teen, but I hope that you find these tips helpful and that they can ease that transition a little more smoothly.